Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 224 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service, and many of you will know who this person is that is showing his book and has all this really cool merchandise on, if you will, a really cool hat and shirt. We have Jeremiah Knight, author, supporter of all, and a supporter of dreams. I mean, anybody that has been around and that has a cause and a movement and isn't, Jeremiah is there, and he's always supporting so many of us. And so it's time to support you. Welcome. You are a service hero extraordinaire. I'm so proud to be representing the service hero movement and now honor you as a service hero.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I believe in your dreams. Tamara, just from watching your lives, I love your spirit. I love your personality. I think, I've told you this a little bit, but what you're doing for people going through remission of cancer, your chemo buddies, that is huge. I mean, I just go around on my phone telling people I believe in their dreams. You're actually affecting positive change in the world. So, I love you. I love what you're doing. And I love what God's got for you. He's got huge plans for you. He's got huge plans for Chemo Buddies. You're going to have a TEDx talk. You're going to be 10X. You're going to be a keynote speaker for 10X. And your nonprofit is going to be known worldwide. And these are all things that are happening anyway. I'm just speaking them into existence.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. We already have people that are commenting. I mean, it's already we already are going crazy, and it's not surprising because you support so many people, and what you just shared right now. I don't want to overlook what you just said, Jeremiah. I could get very weepy right now, and I want to not, because we're having, we're going to have too much fun in this period of time here. But however, what you just spoke into existence means so much to me and so many of our community, because having an opportunity to share our cause throughout the world and to make sure that there's no one that is in a dark place and alone, going through some of, I know, and many others do, some of our hardest days, that we do not have to do it alone, and that we can do it with some humor, hope, and heart. That I love, and the fact that you are so supportive of what I am doing and all of the service heroes, because you're always supporting all of us. It means so much, and many of them are showing up right now. We've got Mikey saying, "Look at the bling." I know, I love the hat. Okay, so before we go on, tell us, is there a story behind that hat beyond the obvious?
There is a story behind this hat.
Okay.
One of my mentors, Jody Parr, she does this book, Boss, Breakout Silent Soldier. Now, the thing is that she had gone through and conquered sex slavery at a very young age. I think it was like 16. And she does these hats. She does boss hats, which are really blingy, and it's blinging for the king. But the thing is that she, she sells these to support the end of sex slavery and human trafficking. And I know the Easy Way family is huge about, going out and actively combating human trafficking. And so that's why another thing too is I like people to know that I'm Christian about a mile off. So I wear this hat.
And I think that is just amazing. And I actually made that comment, and I earlier before we went live, in the fact that I love the fact that you are so open with your belief system, and I have to acknowledge the shirt too. So let's give a little shout out for the shirt, because real men, and then we've got the pink ribbon. Yes, yes, support.
Pink.
Wear pink, rock pink. You're rocking that pink. I love it.
Thank you so much.
And you are definitely a rock star. We've got so many people. Let's just go up the line here. We've got Sharon, who is our senior ambassador for Chemo Buddies for Life.
Awesome.
I'm so
Awesome.
glad that you're here, and she's also a service hero. Yes, in fact, she'll be one of your best friends here soon because
Awesome.
she is her story, Jeremiah, is so inspiring, and that's why, and she allows me to share it. She is out there making a difference in the community, and she was diagnosed with stage 4, and her doctor now a few months ago said, how are you still alive? And she
Wow.
actually said, besides the obvious, her family and her belief system, but she's like, you know what? I'm a Chemo Buddy for Life senior ambassador, and I'm a service hero. Basically, I've got things to do.
Come on.
I'm going to be here. So, welcome, Sharon, and it's about time. Yeah, I know. She tells me. Yeah, she keeps me straight, guys. And Priscilla, yes. Hello, Priscilla. I want to be able to talk with you. You and I
Oh,
are going to be talking, and love the mug. And then congratulations from Sharon. Mikey, so excited. Yes, yes, me too. And Priscilla, different methods, each impactful. Oh, we've got Patty Sadler in the house.
that's my publisher.
Yeah, freaking proud of this guy. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Patty. We love you, girl.
Yes, and the Holy Jeremiah Night, love it. And Tina Larson Hall, we love you. Yes. Oh, and
Oh, I love the friend
we've
zone.
got the other friend from the Amy here from the friend zone. There's a
Oh,
pretty wicked hat. It's wicked hat. I love that. Okay, it's wicked
that
indeed. Okay,
that
and
that was Amy Thompson from
oh,
Teresa
oh
Snyder's.
yes, I'm sorry, I got it wrong.
No, no,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
right.
I'm sorry.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Yeah, she's from the other friend group. We got
It's
Amy from Teresa Snyder's group. Yes, Amy is a
sorry.
service hero. All of them are that are here. We've got so many of them. I'm reading up the line as we go
I'm sorry.
up.
Sorry.
We've got no sorries. We've got so cool. They keep talking. In fact, I'm gonna stop here for. Oh, we've got Tucker. Tucker, hello, Tucker. So glad you're here.
Tucker,
And
you're awesome, and I believe in your dreams.
yes, and okay, so you believe in so many dreams. Let's talk about yours. Because you know what? You inspire so many people. And you have a story of your own, don't you?
Well, it's not much. I mean, I was raised I was born in Santa Ana, California. We lived in Huntington Beach and then moved around. My dad went to college in University of Illinois, Champaign, and then we moved to Orville, California. And then when I was 7.5, we moved up to Carlsbad, Minnesota, and I was raised there. Um, and then, played football, failed at football, joined the Army, failed at the Army. Uh, and then I met my wife. So all of this was building up to meet my wife. And I brought her up to Minnesota, and then her twin sister went missing. So we came down here to adopt her twin sister's kid, and we've been here ever since.
So you adopted the twin sisters' children.
Yeah, we have an 11-year-old son.
Okay, son. Okay. And you're also we won't call it the day job, but I kind of refer to it like a day job, but it's
Oh.
actually a night job, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm a corrections officer here in Orange Beach City Jail. You know, I, I try to instill the inmates that we have with hope. I
Mm-hmm.
guess is a good way because they've got none. They want to get out. They want to get into some sort of industry that takes them away from drugs, but they're still around the people, and they don't see a way out. They're still around the people that they're doing these drugs with, and I me personally, I do a lot of my motivational speaking with the inmates. I always tell them there's a huge analogy here, especially with with the fishermen, that they don't put a top to the barrel of crabs because as soon as one crab climbs out, and they all can, all the other crabs will latch onto it and pull it down because they see a way out. And it's true. There's no there's no top to a barrel of crabs. And I tell them it's the same way with people. They, if you want to make a drastic change in your life, then you have to drastically change.
Right.
So you have to cut off. And then I tell them about Cortez and burning the ships, and then I tell them, about how an eagle builds its nest. And there's certain steps that I take, to show that these people have to do, to make a difference. First, you have to be different. So you have to change. And for them, changing is so difficult because they don't know how. They've never done it before. They've always just followed the crowd because that's what they were taught. That's what they were reinforced with.
Right. Right. So that's an incredible message. And you are very humble about it. I can tell. However, I know that so many people, in fact, I don't know that I've ever had this many comments this quickly in a show. And this is telling me how many people you affect in your support of their dreams. And the fact that you go in and that you're helping our next generation that possibly didn't have these kind of messages anywhere in their lives before they got in concert into the quote unquote system. And they're in that bucket that has no lid, yet you believe they can get out of there, right? With the messages that you're sharing.
Well, I mean, if they come back and it's the 8th time that they're still selling methamphetamines, then it's interesting because there's this thing with corrections officers. There's the people that you've fought and the people that you haven't fought yet, as far as the inmates go. And it's not that bad since we're a city jail, but there is some truth to that. And it's not just a physical fight. It's a fight of respect and getting to know that person, and then trying to correct the bad habits that they have because they continue it. You are putting bad people in a box with other bad people. They're going to continue to do these bad people stuff, and then they're going to try to one-up each other in the bad people section. But when they're around you, it changes because they want to keep up like I'm going to do this, but really they're going to go right back into selling drugs. So and then they sometimes you can see with some inmates, if they're around their family or kids, you can see that person that they can be.
Right.
But most of the time and that's 15 minutes twice a week. Outside of that 15 minutes, they're around all these other bad people, and they have to be badder than them in their minds. Because they don't. We've seen people come in. We only hold misdemeanors. So like they come in, they maybe have gotten caught with a little bit of pot or something, and and it's a stupid idea they're going to change. And like all these bad people are trying to get them to conform to the ways that they were in prison or they were in in a larger facility. And they're like, no, this is, and then they do things like alert us to what's going on, which they don't do in prison, which they don't do in the larger facilities. And then they treat them like they're not normal. Well, they're not. They're normal people that got caught,
Right. A little bit of a hand slapping. And the beauty of what you're sharing right now is that you are seeing some of them that are like, okay, I don't want to keep going down this road. There is that hope you were saying. And to have your kind of a spirit to be able to, as a man that is there and I'm going to bring up a picture here. It's not like, you're I'm going to take down one of them right now, but Yes. Okay. We have the baby. Yes. And we'll talk about that in a moment. I grabbed two at once, but we're here. Okay. So here you are with your daughter, right? And you were, and this is when you were competing, right? You did a little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
competing.
I was competitively powerlifting, and actually we had a show coming up, so I had to get a singlet. Well, that singlet didn't fit. That's I think that's a large singlet, and my friend was, we kind of joked around because it was so tight, and we ended up getting a triple extra large singlet from a friend of mine when I did compete. But yeah, so I was like 321 pounds right there.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I'm 6'3". I'm too. Uh, sorry, I'm not that anymore. I'm 302 right now. But
Well, no sorries.
no, I'm just, I'm a
But
corrections officer. I got to look the
right,
part.
right.
But
Exactly. Right, right. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. And so that makes sense. Correction officer, you're correcting yourself. That's cute. I love it. A lifting machine, yes. Okay. He's like a block wall. True.
that
And I love
that's
it with
that.
your daughter there because it's just like makes it such a great image. That's why I had to pull it because it's like, wow. But I wanted to share that because of the fact that you're there as a man that 6'3", 303 pounds. You said
Yeah, well, that's
somewhere
close
in there.
enough.
Okay, and that and you have a heart, you have a soul, you believe in hope, and yet, I mean, you're a block wall, as was just brought up by Jim. And it's
Oh,
like,
my mentor.
it is. Oh, is he awesome? Thank you for being here. And that is such a rarity and such a gift in the system. And I just want to recognize that because it brings us into, and I have a question in regards to how did you get involved in becoming a correction officer and then also be an author, have this desire to be an author and I get really where you're going with your books and your audience for your books, but there's a story here, and I just would
Yeah.
love for you to share that.
Well, it starts right here. This was the first book that we were ever given from a church, and we were devout Lutherans / Catholics. I was actually raised Catholic, but we'd go to a Lutheran church every once in a while. And this is my sister's. She's got mine. We did like the swap thing. And so this is my basis. This is my standard. And then a lot of things happened. And we ended up moving down here. And as I was working with the youth group, way before being a corrections officer, the youth group taught me a lot of things about kids and how they see Christ. And I was like, well, what if God just showed Himself to these kids in such a real way? And so I started writing like 150 pages for this book. It was just like these kids are going to go to this other world. It's going to be kind of like Harry Potter, Narnia, and I stopped.
Ah.
And in 2014, no, negative. It's 2012 negative. Like, I, I, I got a book for Christmas, and it was by Andy Andrews. And he here on the island, he lives here on the island. He's a huge motivational speaker. He speaks for all over the world. And I read this, and it was all about perspective. I was working at this time. No, it was 2013. I do apologize. 2013 because I started working landscape, and I hated working landscape. But I got to work on the beach, and I got to work with some of the nicest people in the world. And I didn't see that because it was just hot, And then after I read this book, The Noticer Returns, and then I watched his motivational speech, and he gave me the inspiration to finish that book. Took another couple of years. In the meantime, I went to Bible college in Pensacola, which is about 28 miles away from here. We had a baby. I switched jobs. A lot of things happened. And as I was working and changing my perspective, in 2015, they had an opportunity to transition from being a landscaper into what is called the support services for the police department. It's kind of like writing tickets. You do direct traffic. And I was like, okay, I want that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to speak it into existence. And I prayed about it. And God gave me that with a lot of help from the mayor. The mayor is amazing here in this town. So, which actually helped. So I started doing that, and I started dancing. This is actually how I met my mentor, Jim Parr, who has Parr Media Group.com. He is one of the best marketers in all the world. And I met him down here in Orange Beach. So anyway, I'm out there dancing. He records me, and he puts it up on EllenTube. And it has, I think right now, like 15,000 views on Facebook. But I would dance for my kids as I was out there doing traffic. And it was so fun.
Uh-huh.
And they had another opportunity, and they said, do you want to go work in the jail? I said, well, yeah, sure. Why not? It came with such a large raise that I could then tell my wife that she didn't have to work. She could, because she always wanted to not work. She just wanted to take care of the kids. And I'm like, do it. We can now do this. So I started working in the jail from then on. And it's been 2 years now.
2 years. So would you say that you just shared kind of the evolution. Now the stories that you're writing in regards to Diaries of a Holy Night. And before we go into this too much, I have a guest that I want to bring on with us. Awesome. If I have permission. Okay, I'm going to bring this person to the line, and we're going to talk.
Oh, Patty!
We have Patty.
Hi.
And Patty is involved in your book series, right?
Involved, yeah. She's the saving grace of my book series.
So I thought, well, how cool would it be for us to have, because you are so humble. And to be able to talk about what it is that you're doing with your book series and everything, I thought how wonderful it would be. And Patty was like, yeah, I'm so there. So Patty, what do you have to say about our service hero today?
First of all, he is so deserving of being a service hero. He is so supportive of everyone. And, when there's been times when even I, who I don't ever show when I'm really down or anything like that, but there's been times when this man has truly inspired me to just get up and keep going. He serves the community. He serves our country by working with all of these people. And Siri, I'm not talking to you. So he serves our country by serving those individuals who really need someone like him in the position that he's at. He makes a difference every day by inspiring them to realize their true potential, because just because they're where they are doesn't mean that they can't change the world too. And someone like him, who is a champion of supporting others, is the right man for the job, because he can inspire and remind these people who they really are, that they are divinely created and that they have potential and they have a mission too. And hopefully he can save and rescue with his inspiration, and I'm sure he has, more than he even possibly could know, made a difference in this world than he'll ever realize, and it will go on for generations because of the one or two that he might change. Mm-hmm. And I am deeply honored to be associated with someone of his caliber. I am so grateful that he decided to go with my publishing company and work with me. I'm just so proud of what he does. He's an amazing author, you guys. He's got an incredible story, and this book is really fun to read. It's inspirational. It's just amazing. And I could go on and on and on about this guy. There's just so much to say about him. And again, I'm deeply honored to be working with him. I'm grateful for that. But also all the support that he gives all of us
Yes.
as you know, each of us who is trying to make a difference, he is making a difference in more ways than he can realize. And so I want to share that with him and with the audience. And I'm incredibly proud of what he has done and what he's created in this book. So we are super stoked. We're going to be launching the book second week of next month.
Wow.
It's coming up really quick. I can't believe how I feel like we've been really supported by a higher power in getting this out there.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
And I feel like too, he was totally inspired in writing the book. So I could go on and on. So
Yes, and you know, and I mean, and I got a little teary-eyed because of the fact that your words are so loving and truthful, and I mean, I'm like, yes, I see that, and then to hear from the book side of it, because that's become such a big part of who you are, Jeremiah, correct?
Yeah.
Is the author, and to hear from your publisher these words, how do you feel?
You know, fantastic. You know, I got to be the tough corrections officer, so I can't let any of those ex-inmates see this. But you know, Patty, you're a champion. From what you've gone through, what you've conquered. I can't imagine being with anybody else. And your spirit, what God has put inside of you. I mean, there's no stopping it. And so I would have to be blind, deaf, and dumb not to go with you. And I love blind and deaf and dumb people. They're the best.
Can I just recognize something here, guys? We have two service heroes that are talking about each other. Isn't this incredible what service actually does? It brings out the very best. We all have a service hero inside of us. That's what I love sharing with this show. And here are two amazing people that have so much unconditional love for so many other people. And to be highlighting, if you will. I mean, let's just face it. We can highlight you too, Patty. We've already had you as a service hero, and you are an amazing service hero.
Yes.
And the fact that it's almost like, okay, yes, now I'm going to honor you, Jeremiah, and then Jeremiah honoring Patty back. That interchange right there, guys, is what this is all about. Because unconditional service for others, if we are doing that, and one person, one service hero at a time, think of what this world will be. And the fact that you're in there, Jeremiah, and you're in there with these people. And yes, anybody that's been in the system before, that's watching, this guy is, tough as nails. It's okay to have a soul and a heart. And be a block wall too, because of the fact what it is showing is that to be a human in our existence and to serve another, that's not weakness. That's absolute strength. And I am ever so proud to be sharing that right this minute. So, don't see it as anything but the strong, amazing service hero that you are. And Patty, you just, the fact that you two are working together, boy, I'm sitting back thinking, wow, I'm a lucky girl today to be on this show with you two.
And we feel blessed to have you two, Tamara, the service you provide for everybody, and to spotlight this and show people what it's like to serve. Mm-hmm. You're serving everybody by bringing that unconditional love up to the forefront. And I think it's just an honor for us all to be a part of each other and serve each other in this way. I love it.
I love it too. In fact, okay, I don't even know where to start because I left off a while ago, and we have some. I'm gonna just some people that haven't had a chance to say anything. We have
Oh, my
Vera
baby.
Knight. Let's bring on her comment because I had a feeling that would be very nice. Aw, that would be awesome. I love doing it. And okay, so I guess they're all talking to each other. Okay, let's just highlight that. You have a blackboard behind or a whiteboard behind you,
Oh,
right,
yes.
Jeremiah?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
because I just noticed a lot of these people that are talking, they're talking in the whole easy way style that it's almost like you get this group together and they're watching the show and we're having a party within the show, within the comments. Okay. And so so let's go ahead and share your whiteboard and recognize. Oh, okay.
Before we do that, I am on my way out to coach my granddaughter's soccer team.
Yeah.
Go Fresh or Team Fresh Bees.
Did they get to name themselves?
Well, my son's the coach, and his last name is Fresh.
Okay.
So, and that's from my ex-husband, obviously. But anyway, so go Team Fresh, and we are the Bees. So
yes.
I'm going to. He had to work today, so I'm going to go coach. And I want to just say really quick. I'll put a plug in. Yes, read the book, but I just really want to join in and thank you for celebrating Jeremiah Knight because he is totally deserving of that. And I look forward to launching his book next month with him. And I'm going to say goodbye and I'm going to step out. Okay.
Bye. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you, Patty.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How did that feel?
It was awesome. I really appreciated her anyway. It's so interesting because I can call her up and just talk about nonsense, and I mostly do. One time I was just walking. I was going to weightlift, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like, "Hey, just had a conversation." She's a publisher. She's got other things going on, and yet we could just have a conversation.
Right.
But the board. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. I do apologize.
Let me take down the book because as she was plugging the book, I wanted to bring the image up. Okay, so yes. Okay, so I love this.
We got this Easy Way phone app. That's Easy Way, and we got down here. We got some parmediagroup.com.
Okay.
We got, of course, pattysadler.com. Got Jody Parr. I don't even know what because I'm not seeing it.
Okay, you need to start over a little bit more to, let's see, it would probably be switched around. Probably you're right.
My right, way over here?
Yeah. So go back to the top and then start. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so each line, start there. And then, so Easy Way phone.app. The Easy Way family just got a shout out. Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah.
Go down to the next one. We have HTTP. Okay, so this is your mentor, right? Okay, Parr.
Yes, that's Jim Parr's his marketing group there.
.com. All right. This is such a service hero move right here. This is so Jeremiah Knight. I love it. Okay, Patty. Okay, pattysadler.com. With a heart and angel wings. I love it.
Yeah, I get bored.
Sweet. Okay, and then we have www.jodyparr.com. Okay.
Yeah, she's the one that's fighting against human trafficking.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you just did right now because what you just did, you gave every reason that I'm long overdue in highlighting you as a service hero because what you do in believing in each other's dream or everybody's dreams and supporting them, just like Patty came on. I could if I was to send a link to every single person that is here commenting right now, which we've had 142 comments in the short period of time, a little over 30 minutes that we've been on air right now, and they keep coming in, and here in that period of time, you've highlighted and and shout it out to so many different people in the style that you do. That is incredibly selfless. You are the epitome of unconditional care and unconditional love. And that is so extremely rare these days. Is that
I
something?
appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Is that something that you had ever since you were a child, or did you grow into that? I mean, it's so unique. I would love to know.
I'm not too sure. I know I've always liked people.
Uh-huh.
I was born and raised in California, so we're real easy at talking to people. But then I moved up to Minnesota, and nobody talks to each other in Minnesota. So it's because you have to have the same last name. It's very interesting. It's like clans.
Huh.
But once they get to know you, then they'll talk to you. But I don't know when I started that. I think I had to change my perspective, on life. But but Tam, you have such huge life. Every time I think of me, I was like, well, I want to help support you. You, goodness gracious. I mean, you're out there fighting cancer by taking away the negativity of it, banding together with people. That's amazing to me. Uh, anyway, I'm sorry. I got two more over here.
Okay, we've
I
got
got
more. Okay, so www my
Boobalicious. It's a anti-perspirant. Quite literally, yeah. It's an antiperspirant that goes underneath the boob, and it gets rid of it's like an antiperspirant, but for that. And my wife uses it, and it's fantastic. It gets rid of all smell and all moisture, and it works. It works.
Okay, I have a question in regards to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thinking in terms, because breast cancer is my cancer, and I've had to have surgeries, and I'm thinking, there's so many things that we can and can't do afterwards. Do you know if that's a cancer approved kind of if it would be something that I would love for you to maybe ask if it's a plug
Okay.
someone if you could find out if it's something that like, for example, we can't wear underwire bras. I mean, there's a lot of doctors that may say, okay, yeah, after a certain period of time, but there's some that say you can't. And since you're bringing up the under, the deodorant for under that area, hey, well,
Yes, ma'am.
let's find out, because you've got the pink ribbon. I'd love to we'll double back on that, and you can put a comment in, and we'll answer that question. How's that sound
Yes, ma'am.
for later?
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Vera. Yeah, I don't know if my wife's watching or not, but Vera, can you tag Joni? I think she's the only Joni on the list. But if not, go ahead and tag Jim Parr and Jody Parr, and then ask the same question. Thank
Okay,
you,
that
Vera. I
would be
love
great.
you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Okay, yeah, and in fact, we've got my senior ambassador. She's like, yeah, good questions, sis. Because I mean, seriously, that's something that we key into right away. Yeah, in our world of thinking. Okay, and then what's the next one on your list?
Oh, I do apologize.
No worries. No, I stopped you. Okay, www. Bling Life. Oh,
Blinglife.com.
and that's your hats.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and well, actually, I think they're going to be selling jewelry, and that is going to be a donation towards ending, and I'm not too sure what the percentage is, but towards ending human trafficking.
Yes.
So they're going to be supporting the local human trafficking, or, obviously not the human, but the anti-human trafficking organizations in their area.
Good.
And
Good.
If I can, I would like to give a shout out to a lot of my mentors here. First one's
Sure.
Jesus, and God and the Holy Spirit, because the way I believe they're all one. And then Jim and Jody Parr,
Mm-hmm.
Patty Sadler,
Uh-huh.
Eric Zuley, Dante Sears, and James Zuley, the Easy Way family. Tina Lorson Hull and Amy J. Morrison, the Friend Zone.
Yes.
Teresa Snyder, Amy Thomason.
Yes.
I put next Oprah and Ellen.
Oh yes, let's add them to the list. Absolutely. I love the way you speak things into existence. So you're speaking the reality into existence. Yes. Awesome.
It's happening.
Yes.
I got Renee Reich
Yes.
because she's amazing. Has she been on the show?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Renee. Yeah. Yeah. Renee. In fact, for a long time, she was my co-pilot on a lot of
What?
the, yeah, a lot of times when I would go out and then do the live streaming, she helped me get to wherever we were going because especially in
Oh,
Southern California, traffic over in the LA area, oh my
oh,
God,
goodness gracious.
it helps a lot to have that co-pilot. And so yes, Renee has been on as a service hero. Yeah.
uh, let's see here. No, these are people that are from this area. It's Matthew and V Callahan. They're mentors to me because they have a home team that really pushes my books, and I love them for it. And then we've got a guy by the name of Timothy Lauer. He's the home boss down here. These people just they boost me up, because I don't show a lot of the days when I'm feeling down. Like Jim Parr and Jody and Patty and these guys, they know I get down every once in a while because
Yeah.
I want to be the author now, but there's a process. You can't just jump into. You can't just jump into a billionaire unless you were born that way, which, who would put that on their kids? Forbes Riley and Joshua Self. Joshua Self has his own workouts that are coming out, and they're going to change people physically. Forbes, she has her Forbes Factor live.
Yeah, and she's got her spin gym thing.
She's got her spin gym.
Yeah, which, I will say for those that have had breast cancer, it is a breast cancer approved exercise.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, yeah,
what?
yeah. In fact, she got me up one time at one of the things I was at, and she awarded me or gave me one because we had been talking about the fact that I was a breast cancer survivor. So she was like, yeah, and she was showing how, so I'm doing it without it right now, but yeah, the exercise is something that we can do because many of us, we have a little voice. I love it.
It blocked me.
What?
It blocked me.
It blocked you? What do you mean?
Because I did too many hearts.
Oh, you're doing too many hearts.
Yeah, it says sorry, you were too fast. I blocked.
Oh, it's just my wife Vera and our son. Here, come on, jump in.
Oh yes, please. Hello.
Hi.
Say hi.
How are you?
So good to see you.
Oh, she says it's so good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
And
sorry, it blocked me.
That's okay. I get put in Facebook jail a lot. In fact, I did. That's why I did one of my episodes as in Facebook jail because and so I understand. But you were doing it with support and supporting, and in fact,
she gets put in Facebook jail quite a bit.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wanted.
I don't know why it just kicked me off. So now I can't be on the video with you guys.
Oh, well, you're on video with us now. That works.
She said you're on video with us now, so that works.
Yes, and thank you for all of the support. Tell her
she says thank you for all the support
that you give, to Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, actually, she's on this list too.
Oh, good. She deserves to be at the top of second.
Yeah. Well, but then when I put her at so I've got Tucker Wells, Nicole M. Johnson, Justin Yanagida, and Joseph Ortega. These are 4 people that are going to be just exploding in these next couple of years. Yeah. I mean, you're going to see them in the Forbes 500 for sure. My wife, Vera Knight.
Yes.
Because she has to put up with me. It's Stacy Saints, Pat White, Joni Quinn Dick Kempley. That's the one that does the Boobalicious.
Okay.
We got Chuck Ledowker. And then 13 is just a bunch of authors that have impacted my life, such as J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis.
Oh, yes.
Terry Brooks, Akira Toriyama with, Dragon Ball Z. Bob Berg, Andy Andrews, Napoleon Hill, and many others. These are all just been huge
inspirations. So let's do this let's go, because we've talked about your book. why don't you give and kind of like where you've been coming from, give us a little bit of, if you will, snapshot, a little teaser, a little like get our creative juices for reading all excited about the fact that this book is going to be available here soon. And who is it that you really wrote it for? I'm sure it's for everybody. I mean, I'm going to be reading it already. I know that
Thank you
because
so
I'm
much.
so excited. But why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It is about 7 members of a youth group, one of them being Justin Smith, and each one of them are going through a different traumatic moment in their life, and so they all go to this thing called the walk-in, which is where they keep the kids overnight and they just goof around and praise and worship God, and they all ask God to be tested in one way or another, and he sends them all to a world called the in-between, because they are all in between in their walk with God. And everyone that's ever been there has been in between in their walk with God. So they call it the in between. And they have this choice to go and save an angel from a demon king, or to just exist and die, which is actually what a lot of the people there are doing. And, when they get back, they have to face something even more scary than a demon king, and that's high school. So, like, for them, it's scary. It's a scary, because you're not ready for that. Nobody's ready for
that. I know.
Algebra?
I want to just ask you a question. High school, because okay, we'll go back to the book, but I don't know that I'd want to go back to junior high. High school,
oh my goodness.
It's like that's just a rough time in anybody's existence. And so then the whole thought of going, and I love time travel, I love sci-fi type stuff, I love other type of world type existence stuff with a good storyline. And it sounds like you've got a lot of that really cool, if you will, stuff that a lot of people that are into these kind of genre, books, this kind of a focused, that it has a moral, or it has a spiritual message too. Is it something that someone's going to feel awkward reading if maybe they are into more the sci-fi side and they may not be a religious reader?
No, absolutely. I have some of my atheist friends read it. They read the first. I call it the first edition. Really, it's the unedited edition. The second edition, I was going to call it so many different things. I was going to even leave off the second edition, but really, we just kind of revamped the first book. The first book's 148,000 words with a lot of unnecessary stuff, like extra words, a lot of history that I just took out because it was unneeded.
Okay.
So, and we got it down to 109,000 words, which for me was like...
This one? Is it that image?
Oh, no. That second one there is actually The Rebellious. That is... That's the second book, but the first, the blue one.
Let's focus on the first book. Okay, so the first edition had a lot more backstory, if you will, or a lot more, and you decided to take some of it away to make it a little bit more of a story that will flow. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. And, it really got bogged down in the history, because I tried to hit them with a bunch of the history, I think in the first chapter. And, I kept getting back from my friends. It's like, you could really just get rid of this. And I said, yeah, let's get rid of this. So what I did is there was an introduction. And that whole introduction was from very far into the book, but it gave a lot of clarity to different things. And I was like, well, I already do this. As I'm working through the book, I explain their powers. I explain where it all comes from. They don't have to be, these huge, powerful beings because of Jesus inside of them right off the bat. So I got rid of that. There was no need for that. And instead, the first chapter, he's waking up from a nightmare because he's dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. He has gone through, all of them are, because they had to deal with actual wars. They were kids forced into combat situations. And, you know, being from the military that I was, post-traumatic stress disorder can range, like he deals with nightmares. So he's recounting his whole experience to a therapist because his parents think he's going crazy.
Okay. Okay. So this is a high school kid that has been taken to a therapist, and he's having nightmares, and his parents are thinking that he's having he's gone crazy, and this is after he was at the lock-in event with the youth group, and he went to another existence because they had asked for that, where there was wars, and it sounds like holy type wars. And
they're fighting demons, you know, and you know, there's creatures that already live in this world. There's the thing called simps, and the simps are half dog creatures. They're about 4 feet tall. There's these cat people that are 5 feet tall, but they don't like each other, obviously. And in the mountains, there's ogres that are about 9 feet tall, and they're very smart, but they're also... Oh, thank you very much, Sharon. You're awesome. I believe in your dreams. And the ogres are very technologically advanced, but they're also very strong. And then in the caves, because there's always like these caves next to these mountains, are these werewolf type people. They're about 7 to 8 feet tall, and they always steal like technology, and they're very close with these. Oh, goodness gracious! Now I'm bogging this whole thing down in history.
No, I'm like, okay, I cannot. How many weeks do we have to wait for this?
Was it the second week of April? I think
it's soon. I cannot wait. I mean, can we pre-order?
Oh, you're gonna have to ask my publisher. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll have to ask Patty if this is something that we can even pre-order, because you know, bottom line here is, you know, so many people. Oh yeah. Okay. I have to bring this one up to the line. Rose is asking, when is the movie coming out?
You know, I reached out, and this is interesting. I reached out to the CEO of PureFlix, and I sent him an older copy of this. He gave it to his people, but they never got back to me. So I'm hoping if this becomes as popular as I know it's going to become, I'm going to go ahead and send him a newer copy of, you know, what we've worked on. It was very interesting because if you just reach out to people sometimes, they will be very receptive. What I did is I explained it to them, and it was 30 seconds. And I hit them with it. I recorded it. I said, hey, you're going to want this. It's, you know, angels, demons, kids fighting demons. They're in high school, blah, blah, blah. And he said, send it to me. I'll give it to my people. And I did.
You know, and I've got a few. I actually have a few movie people that watch or follow, and so, you know, if any of you, you know, we need to tag you and reach out to Jeremiah, because you know what, this sounds incredible.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and the fact that you come from your quote unquote day job where you were dealing with the kids that I'm sure you're thinking, okay, would they be interested in this? You know, and would it possibly, even some of the kids that you work with, would it be something that they might pick up and read? And if so, would it help them to possibly want to even, you know, change their ways? Because sometimes it's interesting how books can do that, right? Wink, wink.
Well, yeah, you know, and it's a lot of the kids that that we used to take, you know, because we're no longer involved with the youth group, but you know, we've got kids now, so they're going to be in the youth group. Right. You know, they love this stuff, this Japanese anime, and they love you know, video games. And what I did is, you know, I grew up with Japanese anime, so I put a lot of those aspects into this, you know, into this book. And you know, there's a whole genre of Japanese anime called isekai, and isekai is where a human gets transported to a different world, and they're super overpowered in this other world, and it's just about them, And I was like, I didn't even think about it back when I wrote the book, but after watching these, and I was like, it's kind of like my book, because these people go there into this other world, and they are overpowered because of Jesus living inside of them. When will the merch come out? Vera, what are you doing?
I had to bring it up. And you know what? Sharon has already got it cast. One of our service heroes and one of the Easy Way family members, Mika Fitzgerald, we all know and love. I mean, yes, now it's just a matter what position, the recruiter and me, what role would he be cast in? I mean, people are going crazy over this, Jeremiah, and I don't talk about it a lot, but I have a number of kids and grandchildren, and I, for most of my children's lives, was a single mom, and I had help with a nanny that was because I was always gone working, since you have to do that when you take that mom and dad role on. And so they had their nanny, and she was really seriously into anime. Oh my gosh. So my kids, and then thus myself, we really were kind of like they were brought up in a lot of that. And now my grandchildren, they love all of it. And and the thing that I want to commend you on, because of the fact that I am the senior citizen, wink, baby boomer on the tail end, that a lot of the anime is not necessarily children friendly. And
no, it's not.
I know, and that's why, and it's hard when you're conscientious and you're allowing them to have some exposure, and so that they don't start hiding and finding it anyway, because kids will, so let's give them some amazing characters that they want and have some great messages behind it. This is brilliant.
Well, the thing is that, if this, when this is made into a movie,
right?
I wanted it to be an anime. I did, because I think you can. I think you could tell a story. Actually, I really don't know how you would make this into a movie, because there's so many parts to it. You probably have to turn it into a series, like each book into a series.
Right. Well, you did say that one of your authors was Tolkien, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There was a few movies made there, and they figured out a way to bring to life an amazing amount of characters.
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job too, with the flow.
So, yes. So, some of these movie houses out there, well, let's already speak it into existence that there you go. I mean, I can't even tell you, everybody's having so much fun. There's no way I can bring it all up, but Kent, I'm glad you're enjoying this, because I am too.
You're awesome. I believe in your dreams, Kent.
I am so enjoying our time together, Jeremiah. And you know what? We have 169 comments that have been made, and we have so many people that have jumped on. That to me is saying how many people believe in your dreams.
And thank you.
Because you are the ultimate supporter of so many people. You are so humble and you are so giving. You have a heart as big as you are, if not bigger. How do you contain it? Because your spirit is so incredible. It's magnetic. And you're humble. And you are giving, and you're giving a story a series of stories that are going to change I believe generations can actually make such a huge difference.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That is a gift to our world. You are a gift to our world, Jeremiah.
Oh, and thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being who you are and believing in all of our dreams, because you do, and you make such a difference to so many people, and you continue to do that, and it is fitting, and I am so proud to be one of the people, and I know there's been many others that have highlighted you and let's speak into existence. Ellen, Oprah.
Oh yeah.
All of them, because you know what? You deserve to be on all of them. And I see you being on them because, together we're all making a difference and we can change the way things are done.
Is Amy Thompson, is she on here right now?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Okay. Does she want to be, does she
right there.
want to be the next, does she want to be the next Oprah or Ellen? I can't remember. Because she's going to be one of those.
Okay. She's giving us some some feedback right now, and I'm sure in a moment we'll see which one it is. I think she'd be great as either, and then whoever she doesn't take, Teresa can be.
She is a fantastic artist, by the way.
I know she is.
Out to
Absolutely.
Her. Yeah,
I love both. Okay, she's not pigeonholing herself. How smart are you, Amy? That is very smart. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I was talking to her yesterday, and she showed me the art in her house and how some of the things that she does with the words and how it actually forms a picture. That is amazing, because that's actually what I try to do with the books. But it's a lot easier with the books because you just have to describe a scene and what they're doing in the scene. She actually takes the words and gets the outlines and the shadow. How do you do shadow? First, I don't even know how you do shadow. But then she's doing shadow with words. That is huge. I can't comprehend this stuff. And she's got and then her more abstract stuff with the colors, just the vibrancy of the colors. It just shows how much life she has. And I don't know, she's amazing.
She is, and she is also a service hero. Thank you for your service, Amy, for so many. And as we close and we have 184 comments, I want you to please, now it keeps going. I would love for you to go back and see how much love you have being shared with you, because there's so many people that believe in your dream of making a better environment for so many. And I just appreciate you personally beyond belief. I am so honored to have spent this time with you, and I can only imagine that you took time out of your sleeping time because of the fact that you've got to go and work tonight and do what you do to affect our next generation.
Yesterday was my day off, so it wasn't a big deal.
Well,
but I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, is there anything you'd like to say to everybody before we close?
Oh yeah, easily. Every one of you are awesome, and I believe in your dreams.
There you go. That's so Jeremiah Knight. And Jeremiah Knight, as we close day number 224 of 365 days of awesome, celebrate success through service. I want to say safely that we all believe in your dream of a better world. You affect so many people. You are such a good man. You are such an example to so many. Keep it up, because you know what? You are incredible, and I cannot wait to read your book. I cannot wait to see you as a bestseller, and I am talking a New York Times bestseller, all the credible lists everywhere. You should be on all the major news shows throughout the United States and throughout the world, because you know what? This book needs to be translated into all the different languages. We need to get these stories out there that are fun, unique, and different, that have some kind of a great message, that are going to be entertaining and are going to be giving a way of life, a good way of life, a direction in a subtle way through a story that's fun and interesting, that kids are going to want to read, adults are going to want to, kids of all ages, wink, wink, let's put it that way, okay? And the stories and the merchandise, yes, and all of the things that are yet to come. I just cannot even wait to be a humble witness of it all, because you know what? I know we're almost to 200 comments, guys. Let's get there before we close. We only need a few more, because you know what? It's going to be a record breaker for Service Heroes show, and you deserve it. So yeah, I mean, we have 5 more comments, and
come on,
in. So
just 5 more comments.
Yep, 5 more comments, and there we go. Okay, we are almost 198, 197, 198. We are nearly there, and I just want to say, keep up the good work. We hit 203. You guys did it. Yes. All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye. Have a wonderful shift. Go make the difference that you are making in the world every single moment that you are awake.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You are amazing. Thank you for being you.
Thank you.
All right. See you later, and I will see everybody else tomorrow. Bye.
God bless you.
And I believe in your dream, Jeremiah.
Oh, you know I believe in yours.
Okay. There you go. Bye.
Bye.